Hello, welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. Don't attempt to change that dial. You've reached the right podcast, and it begins right now. Well, as I mentioned, you have reached the right podcast, and welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. And this week's episode is kind of preluded by some of our sound effects there. We're going to be looking at sleep sounds on your Amazon Echo line of devices. We're going to look at several different skills and features that might help you on those sleepless nights where you need to hear a sound or a song or whatever the case may be. But before we get into that in any kind of detail, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Well, hello again and welcome back to the Echo Tips Podcast. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about sleep sound, apps, skills, machines, and all sorts of different ways you can do that on your Amazon Echo. We're going to do some quick fire session kind of stuff here. First off, though, I'd like to welcome our new listeners to the program. Welcome. My name is David Ward, an assistive technology instructor with the New Vision program at Goodwill. You're welcome to look up more about us on Facebook or Twitter. Look up Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And in addition to that, I'd like to welcome our returning listeners. It's good to have you all back with us as well. And because of both of you, we're really close to breaking 100,000 listens to we're almost at 200 episodes. Okay, so let's delve right in. If you have an Echo in hearing distance of me, you're going to want to shut its ears off via the button on the top. And that way, when I'm doing these demos here, I won't be tripping up your Amazon Echo at home. So I will give you a few seconds to do just that. 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you've had enough time. And by the way, you can always pause our episodes, especially if they're more in depth, and then come back and just say resume Echo Tips Podcast, or just say resume podcast if it was the last one you were playing. I use that all the time, by the way. Okay, so let's delve right into this. I was looking up on skills, trying to find things that I could share with y'all on the podcast, and ironically, one of these reminds me of my uncle. And I'll mention that here later. But first, I want to show you the one that I started off the very podcast with, which was thunderstorm sounds. So let's give it a try. Alexa, ask thunderstorm sounds to loop.
Get the best sleep of your life with our premium membership.
She's going to try and upsell me here.
Higher sound quality and no sound gaps to
you're going to get this with some of these.
Would you like to learn more?
No.
If you change your mind in the future,
just
ask thunderstorm sounds about membership.
I know, I can. All right,
now
let's
playing
roll.
The standard thunderstorm sounds.
Engage. There you go. I don't know about y'all, but I really love thunderstorms and that kind of sound effect. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, if you think about a skill like this, you could pair it with maybe the sleep function, where you tell the A-lady to go to sleep in, like 30 minutes or something like that. And I think there's a good chance that would kill the audio feed. So, and some of these have, as she implies, especially some of the more advanced ones, have a built-in sleep function as well. All right, let's stop this one. Alexa, stop. Okay, so that's just one example. You can think of all sorts of things. If you can think of it, it exists. You think of forest, rain on tin roof. This is just one simple. Alexa, open heavy rain.
Okay, here's sleep sounds.
I mean, just
Heavy
so
rain.
many things you can think of. A little chime there. I think this company makes several different ones because they all have that chime on there. Just so many options out here. If you pretty much just can say it, you're going to probably end up getting it. Alexa, stop. Alright, so there you go. I'm just scrolling through a list of a whole bunch of things. I don't think we want monkey sounds. I don't think that's what we're shooting for today in particular. But lots of really cool sound. Now, I am highlighting skills that do sounds. Obviously, if you have Amazon Music, there's all sorts of albums out there that are devoted to sleeping and lullabies for children and just all sorts of, there's even a station for that. So you got all sorts of kind of stuff like that. And so that's always an option as well. But we're kind of looking at the skills here that you could just use out of the box. Now, this is a good one. People actually buy machines to do this, or used to back in the day. Alexa, open white noise.
Okay, here's sleep sounds. White noise.
Yeah. There we go. Just straight up white noise. Yep, it's that simple. Alexa, stop. And here's the one that made me think of my uncle. If you hear me out there, Uncle Todd. Yes, the need for a fan for sleeping. Yes, very important. Here you go. I'm gonna save you some money, Uncle Todd. All right, so Alexa, open box fan sounds. Yeah, there you go. It really kind of does sound like a box fan. Plus, it reminds me a lot of some of those old prop planes. Yeah, it's kind of wild. Anyway, so it gives you a little bit of insight there. Alexa, stop. So hopefully I've given you just a few little like one-offs. You can start playing with this. You could easily go onto the website, alexa.amazon.com, log into your account, go to skills, or you could do that on the app, and then do a search just for sleep sounds, and you could come up with all sorts of stuff. Here's another one. Alexa, open rainforest sounds. But this one's good. I think it's made by the same developer. Oh yeah, you got some crickets going on there. I think I hear some water in the background. Oh yeah, you got all sorts of variety of water. You got waterfalls, streams, creeks, just gobs of stuff. Other thunderstorm sounds, I mean, just so many things. Alright, Alexa, stop. So that'll bring this episode to a close. It's good to have you all with us this week, and I hope that you find that useful. In particular, if you'd like to reach out to me with any thoughts or suggestions or future ideas for an episode, feel free to hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And you can even learn more about my program, the New Vision program, by going to goodwillvalleys.com/New Vision. That's all lowercase and no spaces. But until next time, it's time to turn the ears back on your Echo, start practicing some of the many things that you've learned. I'm David Ward for the New Vision program, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.